sort of applying that knowledge. Like in the game as well, we have what we call non-playable characters.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that you go up to in a situation. You need stuff from them, and they set you little mini quests, and you interact with them. And it's like that idea. They give you a dilemma, or and you feel you have to solve it for them.
Yeah.
And there is reward in that once you do. But again, it's relational.
Yeah.
So within the game, you're building relationship
Yeah.
and interacting with other characters.
And I suppose you've got that emotional connection to them, because that they've asked you to do this for them, and maybe they've told you some backstory around, I don't know, my family and all this kind of thing, and then you're like, oh, I want to help them. Yeah.
And you also work as a team. You have to have people that come on board, and you play against particular monsters or bosses as we know them, and they've got different skills, and you have to work as a team. And then of course there's also if you're gaming online, there's that social aspect to it, and then you will chat and make friends with people from all over the world, and you will help each other and share knowledge.
Wow.
So there's that social learning.
Do you enjoy that side of it when you have that global experience?
Yeah, absolutely. And what you tend to do if you're not really used to the game, or there's a really hard part, you all join in and you have your different roles, and you go into a dungeon and you've got more experienced players, and you're learning from them.
Yeah, wow.
It's social aspect.
That's really cool. It reminds me of an experience I had where I think it was World of Warcraft, right? And so I was doing a leadership course, and we were all there to develop our leadership skills, but we played World of Warcraft from around the world. We had to log in and to achieve the quests, and it was so interesting. So we had these coaches who were like listening in virtually, but their characters were like flying off in the sky, and they just observed. But we had to do quests by the little characters that we'd meet along the way, and then we'd each take a turn of it was from 2 hours, so we get half an hour of leading our group. And it was about how we interacted with each other. Did we check in, because I remember the first time I played it, I couldn't bloody move my character, and I wasn't running as fast as everyone else. But the leader at the time ran so ahead, and I was like, I don't know where you guys are. And then they're like, check the map. And I was like, I'm lost. And it was really interesting, in that experience, starting to build that self-awareness, by playing a game on what my strengths as a leader are or are not. What's my communication skill like? When do I give objectives, and about giving feedback at the end of tasks? It was really cool. So you can have that stuff in the workspace, but this was a 10-week journey basically, where we got in, and then the coaches would come in at the end and they'd debrief us and give us that feedback, and that was cool. Initially I was like, I don't want to play a game, but when you're in there, it was just you're a team, you've got a project or a task to achieve, and then go on, and it was cool. The learning was really cool.
And I think that concept of quests is really cool. I mean, I remember seeing, going back 15, 18 years ago now, and the concept of web quests came out when the internet was still quite young, and they were using it quite a lot in high schools and things, where they're just going, right, well, rather than us telling you everything, we'll give you a quest. And they would have to go away and research things on the internet around, and some of the ones I saw were around travel, and they had to go away and build a travel brochure. But all of that was they had to go on this quest and find the information. And I think that idea of the quests and actually going out and having people find information, and again, there's so much content out on the internet, rather than having to create everything, we can have people where they can actually go and curate content, or even have user-generated content. So there's a whole lot of other aspects when you talk about gamification. I mean, just today, what we've mentioned, we've talked about things like personalisation, which is another aspect of learning. We've talked about social learning. There's the concept of user-generated content, curation. There's all these other things that fit into the whole concept of gamification. That when you sort of start to explore the possibilities, obviously things like badges and points and motivation, there's a lot of stuff there that runs off into other areas that could work really well if you actually just use the game as the sort of the central point.
That's cool.